A very warm welcome to part 2 of the special mapping series for the preliminary exam 2025. Coming to the first entry for this part 2 is Sudarshan Setu. It is India's longest cable stayed bridge. It was formerly known as the Okha Bet Dwarka Signature Bridge. It is more than 2.3 kilometers long and it connects the Okha mainland to the Bet Dwarka island of Gujarat. It lies in the Devbhoomi Dwarka district of Gujarat. A probable entry for this year's mapping questions in the exam. The next entry is Roopkund Lake of Uttarakhand's Chamoli district. The Chamoli district has been in news for many reasons. This is the region of Joshimath as well. Now the thing is, this lake is basically a Tarn lake, a Sark lake, Kori lake, Coombe lake, right? The place where the glacier originated and that depression left behind will be filled with fresh snow and therefore you will receive a lake. But why is this lake intriguing? Because it contains hundreds of skeletons. Earlier there was a theory that there was one severe hailstorm, Ole Pade The, and it killed mass people over here. But recently, as per a research published in Nature Communications, it has been established that yes, there are three set of skeletons of three set of individuals in this lake, but all of them did not die because of one hailstorm event. Therefore, the mystery has been settled to some extent that yes, one section of the people did die by a huge hailstorm, but nevertheless, it contains an accumulation and build-up of all of those skeletons, right? Which is why this mystery lake, skeleton lake, was in the news. Roopkund Lake of Uttarakhand. Next entry comes to Agalega Islands. India and Mauritius have been entering into agreements, as we have seen. One of those has been with respect to the Agalega Islands, right? They have been in the news for quite some time. Right, in March, India and Mauritius inaugurated a 3,000-meter airstrip and deep water jetty. Right? Why? Because this is a very strategic route. Diego Garcia was also in the news, and given the geopolitical tensions, we need some presence in the South Indian Ocean as well. Therefore, India's relations with Mauritius and therefore this island becomes important, right? The next one is the Doomsday Glacier, right? It is a trend nowadays. Everything associated with anything is given the name Doomsday. But the thing is, let's talk about this. We are all aware that glaciers are melting at an alarming rate. Now, this is Antarctica, right? When you talk about Antarctica, this part that we are referring to right now is just south of South America. Right, this is just south of South America, next to the Amundsen Sea. The Doomsday Glacier is called the Thwaites Glacier. Why is this important? Because it is melting at an alarming rate, and right now it contributes to 4% of the present sea level rise. Every year, 50 billion tons of ice is lost by it, and if it melts completely, it could alone add 65 centimeters of sea level in our oceans, right? And it is melting at an alarming rate. The process by which it melts is also quite interesting. How? This is that glacier and this is the ocean water. Now, we are all aware that the glaciers contain pure fresh water. They do not contain salt. And when the glaciers melt, they add a lot of fresh cold water into the oceans. Whereas the oceans contain warmer salt water. Now, at the mouth of glaciers, there are two types of waters. You have warmer salt water and fresher cold water. Out of them, fresher cold water is less dense. Because even if ocean waters are slightly warmer, since they contain a lot of salt, they remain denser. Now, a unique phenomena takes place over here. What is observed over here is that whatever fresh water is observed will melt even at the base of the glacier. and that fresh water moving along the base of a glacier, once it interacts with the warmer sea water, there is a density difference. It forces the fresher cold water to rise. Once that fresher cold water rises, it creates a pull effect, and warmer salt water is pulled to a greater depth below the glaciers, forcing the glaciers to melt even faster, which is why this Thwaites Glacier moves at an alarming rate on a daily basis as well, and which is why it is breaking and contributing to a lot of sea level rise as well. Since we are talking about the Thwaites Glacier, like I mentioned, it was next to the Amundsen Sea. That is not even the biggest ice sheet across Antarctica. The biggest one is the Ross Ice Shelf. The other one is the Ron Ice Shelf. Now, just to give you an alignment, this is the part where we have South America, right? This is the part where we have South America, right? We have the Ross Ice Shelf. Even the Ross Ice Shelf is highly unstable and it moves on a daily basis. And the smallest one is the Emery Ice Sheet as well, right? Coming to the next entry, Shahpur Kandi Dam. It is on the river Ravi. It is linked to the Indus Waters Treaty, and recently it was in the news because last year its construction was finally complete. The testing was going on, and you must have heard that the river Ravi has been, you can say, rendered absolutely dry in Pakistan. Yes, water has been withheld behind this dam, and yes, the river Ravi has turned almost absolutely dry in Pakistan. It is part of the Indus Waters Treaty, and India is just following whatever has been agreed under the Indus Waters Treaty itself, right? The next entry is Silkheda, right? An array of instruments have been installed to analyze our monsoons, right? It has been set up in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, right? It is called Atmospheric Research Testbed, right? It has been established at Silkheda in the Sehore district, northwest of Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. Its aim is to analyze different processes associated with our monsoons in central India's monsoon core zone. We are all aware that monsoons are becoming highly erratic due to hundreds of factors. We have discussed all of them in detail. If you are keen to watch that, you can just go through the, you can say, crash course for the preliminary exam, right? But this has been established to analyze key parameters like, for example, the varying low pressure areas, the depressions being formed, the cloud formations, etc. over central India. The next most important entry takes us to Arunachal Pradesh, Sela Tunnel, right? Sela Tunnel is composed of two tunnels actually, and the longer tunnel contains two tunnels in itself. मतलब वैसे भी दो टनल्स हैं एंड लॉन्गर टनल के पैरेलल एक और टनल भी है. The longer tunnel has another parallel tunnel along with it. Why? Because it is going to provide an emergency exit. Now, why is this tunnel very important? First of all, it is going to shorten the distance between Tawang of Arunachal and Dirang in the Kameng district, West Kameng district of Arunachal as well. Earlier, the transportation was via the Sela Pass. Sela Pass is visible to the Chinese troops, therefore it is vulnerable. These tunnels will provide easier and quicker and safer and you can say more hidden path for Indian armed services to transport along this route, besides shortening the distance as well, right? So it is more of a strategic route for us, right? The next one takes us to Ethiopia, Eta Ale, right? We are all aware about the Afar triple junction. At that place, three plates are rifting apart in Africa, in Ethiopia, and right at that triple junction in East Africa's Danakil or Afar depression It is a volcano, Arta Ale, located in this rift zone in Ethiopia. It is Ethiopia's most active volcano. Molten material is actively rising in this area. A blob is present directly below this part as well, which is why Ethiopia also observed earthquakes recently. Right? This volcano is known as the Smoking Mountain and the Gateway to Hell. Now, the Gateway to Hell is a phrase that has been associated with many terms, as many, you can say, places. For example, the Darwaza gas crater of Turkmenistan is also called a gateway to hell. So is this. So don't be confused because of that. Right? Our next entry takes us to Bangladesh. You all must have heard about the boat people called Rohingyas, the persecuted people from Myanmar who have been given refuge in Bangladesh. Most of them were settled in two localities in Bangladesh, Cox's Bazar district. Right? Most of the refugees were given shelter in two refuge camps in the Cox's Bazar district of Bangladesh. But due to overpopulation, the Bangladesh administration is planning to relocate them from Cox's Bazar district to the Bhasan Char island. Now, this Bhasan Char island is not a stable island. It is basically a collection of silt. Char is basically that island which is formed by the accumulation and buildup of sediments. Right? Therefore, these two places become important. The next entry takes us to Gujarat's Bani Plains. There is the Luna crater over here. Earlier, there were 3 meteorite impact craters in India. First one in Madhya Pradesh, Dhala. Second, Lonar of Maharashtra. The third, Ramgarh of Rajasthan. This is the 4th proven meteorite impact crater of India, the Luna crater in the Bani Plains of Gujarat's Kutch. Because of this, 3 materials were also in the news. Why? This landing site is important. Why? Because it contains very high amounts of iridium. And large amounts of iridium in this area indicate that most of the material of the meteorite is largely intact at this place due to the concentration. The 2 more important minerals mentioned over here were Kirschsteinite and Wüstenite. Right? These 3 materials are associated with meteorites and meteorite craters. Therefore, all of these become important for this year's exam. Right? So this is all for part 2 of the mapping series for 2025. Stay tuned for further parts. Thank you.